Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles and to another deck speed dating. Now if you haven't seen these videos before, what it is that we do here is I pick out 3 decks. A lot of the times they tend to be new to me, not always though, that the pairings for them aren't necessarily super obvious. Sometimes I get a deck in and I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to pair this with, or it's just one of those decks where it's like, it's just going to go with everything. As I am one to always be working with pairs. I rarely am using just a singular deck on its own. So I like to know what everything goes with. So anyway, I pick out 3 decks, and for each of those decks, I go around my tarot stash and I select 3 contestants, bachelor style, that I just, from my memory of that deck, think this might go. And so for each of them, we're going to go through each of the contestant pairings, and then one will be the second date deck. So it'll be a deck that I think just pairs the best, or I'm just really interested in working with them together, and so I'm going to kind of keep those together as a pair to really try doing a reading with them and see how it goes later on. That being said, I think we could just get right into it. So, my first deck today is the Black Salt Oracle. I am so excited about this. It's amazing. I have been just pulling like single cards from this deck. In the meantime, when I showed this in my recent deck roundup, I was like, ooh, I want to put this in a deck speed dating just because I think it would be really fun. And it is one where I'm like, oh, what? What would pair with it? Obviously the Black Salt Tarot. Yes, that does go well with it. I have tried that. But I want to see what else we can find here. It's such a fun Oracle deck from the one and only Logan at Larkin Legend. Yeah, I just think it's really fun. So, our first contestant today for the Black Salt Oracle is the Zeke's Arcana Tarot. I think that because the Black Salt Pink Sugar collection, the whole thing is that the cards themselves feel somewhat pared down because it is a solid background with the illustration done in a holographic printing. So while it does get detailed, but because of that like two-tone element, it feels somewhat pared down, but also not. You know what I mean? So I think something about the really fun colors in the Zeke's Arcana and just the fun art style, a little bit out there, I think this could be really cool. Oh, already? I'm liking that a lot. This is so cool. And my camera, just the angle it's at, isn't getting how pretty this, look at that. The holographic is. What I really like about Logan's decks with the holographicness is that it's not hard to see. And I think it's because it's set on a plain background. Sometimes I don't really like holographic details because it's just sort of hard for me to see, but I have not had that problem with these decks. Anyway. Oh my gosh, this is doing exactly what I thought it would. This is so fun. I love how this in the middle really kind of breaks up the big colors and details of the Zeke's Arcana. The knuckle dusters kill me every time. That's so funny. And with the Nine of Wands and Page of Cups, that's so funny. And the pasties with, with King of Coins and Strength. Amazing. Okay, this is one more. This is so fun. Needle and Thread with the Four of Swords and Page of Coins. Oh, That makes sense. I mean, thinking about like the patience you kind of need to thread a needle, that's what it's making me think of. Okay, I like that a lot. Zeke's Arcana. Definitely in the running there. Something about the black salt decks just make me want to pair them with like really fun, wacky, colorful things. And so contestant number 2 is no exception. We've got the Wizard's Tarot. This deck makes me truly laugh out loud. It's so funny. I hardly really ever use it, to be totally honest. But will I ever get rid of it? No, probably not. I just I just like it. I don't really even know why. And so I kind of thought these would go, but also my hope was, since I've been really liking using the Black Salt Oracle, I was like, ooh, maybe if these go together, it would pull me to use this tarot a little bit more. And I do think this really goes nicely. I actually like the black border to kind of match with the oracle. Something about that is pleasing to my eye. Ooh, what do we think? I actually really like this too. Oh no. Oh, I really like this. As always, let me know what you think down below. If there's anything else you would pair with what I pull out, if you would have picked differently from what I end up picking, I love hearing. But I really, really like this. Let's look at one more. I think this is so fun. Okay, that's the Wizard's Tarot. I think that's fantastic. That is so exciting. Alright, last but not least, I have the Witchling Tarot. Another one. I just really love this deck. I edged mine in this light pink to match the roses, and I love it so much. Ooh, this is another one. Oh, I like the black, what would you call that? Like, borders on just the titles? Question mark? Oh, this is cool too. See, I went into this being like, oh, I don't know what to pair, and like every single thing I feel like I pulled out has been like, yes, this totally goes. Because I like this too. This is good too. This is really, really fun. I love the magical school element of this tarot. Oh, what do we think? What do we think? This is a hard choice. Because I do also really like this. I like the magical element this one is bringing. Really fun. And I like that it's kind of done in this sort of like anime kind of style, because in a lot of Logan's imagery, there's definitely like a Japanese culture and art inspiration there. So I do like that element as well. Okay, one more. Okay, that's the Witchling Tarot. In my brain right now, well, first of all, I'm just excited because I think they all really, really work well. So there's definitely no lack of things to pair with this oracle, which is always, always exciting. I like having decks that feel really multi-purpose, I suppose you could say, or just pair with a lot, is what I'm trying to say. But I think my second date deck is going to be the Wizard's Tarot, purely because like I said, I don't use this tarot a lot, and I think because I'm loving using this oracle so much, if I make them a pair, it might get me to use this deck a little bit more, which I think would be really, really fun. Yeah, okay, that's my decision there. So, final second day deck, the Wizard's Tarot with the Black Salt Oracle. Alright, let's move on to deck number 2. Okay, our next deck today is the Bestiary of Women. Now, I don't think I said in the beginning of this video, I previously used to do, like, this episode's Oracle decks, this episode's Tarot decks. I might return to that eventually. Last month, I just sort of did random, and just enjoyed it. And so, we're doing random again. However, this deck is a bit interesting because 78 cards, there's like 100 cards, I think. 78 of them are built into a tarot system, and then the rest of them are just kind of like extra cards. So it very much feels like one that could be used either way. How I've used it before is, and my intention when getting it was like thinking I would use it as an oracle. However, I do think it's in that kind of gray area. So I do have a mixture of tarot and oracle here to try with it. And so I think we're just going to do, instead of doing like the 3 cards, we're going to do 2 and 2. That's what, yeah, that sounds right. Now this is one also where it's like, yeah, like this should be super easy to pair because it's not very busy artwork, but it has very much this kind of folk, oh, camera's got adjusted that, very white background. It's got this folk art feel that I love so much, but when I went to use it, it was kind of like, oh, like, ooh, what goes with this? I don't know. It somehow just confused my brain a little bit, so we're going to try some things out. Starting with contestant number 1 is the Magical Creatures Tarot. I think this could be really just unexpectedly fun. Because I wouldn't say this necessarily has a folk art feel to it, but it's kind of got that fairy tale feel that I think could go nicely. We are just not centered here. Okay, better. And then also, though, this tarot does have a lot of extra cards that I like to keep in, so kind of a similar thing going on where it's like, well, tarot could come up or oracle could come up. I think this works. What do we think? Ooh, look at those together. Those look so cool. Look, it almost looks like she's got like fox ears or something. Oh, I really like this. I wasn't exactly sure. Look how they mirror. That is so cool. Oh, I like this a lot. Okay, that's so fun. Because sometimes, like, to me, there is a differentiation between, like, fairy tale feeling art and that real, like, folk art feel. This, to me, really fits into that folk art feel, where this is that fairy tale art. And I do have quite a few decks that are that, like, fairy tale. It's either it's theming or just, like, the art makes me think of that. And so I have a feeling this actually would pair really well with all of those, which is super cool. Like, I'm thinking the, oh gosh, I always forget the name of this one. It's the one with the plants. The plants. Hold on. I gotta, well, is it really, it might be really away. It definitely is in my storage bench right now, since I kind of felt like a summary deck to me. But it's the one from US Games that came out recently where it's fairy tales. maybe like forest fair, something like that. It's got plants. I did a walkthrough. I really like that deck, but for some reason the name just doesn't stick in my brain. I like this a lot. This is so cool. Alright. That's contestant number 1, the Magical Creatures Tarot. Now, next I've got another tarot, but getting more into that folk art feel, and that is the Star Maiden Tarot, which I've really been liking lately. I was kind of saving this one for once we started getting into that darker half of the year, and so I've been pulling it out lately, and I just am a fan. What do we think? Oh, I like this too. Wow, we've got some good pairs today. Every once in a while I do one of these deck speed datings and there's just like nothing's working. Today though, we've got the opposite happening, it feels, because I really like this too. Do I think it's as good as the Magical Creatures? I don't know. But I do think it goes. Huh. Oh, what do we think? That's cool. 4 of Wands with Iris. Oh, I don't know. I think it definitely goes. Is it like as well? That's a big question mark right now. So that is contestant number 2, the Star Maiden Tarot. And actually, the last deck I have today is an Oracle deck, but also staying in line with that folk art style, the Wild Whiskers Oracle. Gosh, I love the cardstock on this deck. Just all of Faye and Alora's decks use this cardstock, and it's the best. What do we think? I like the mirroring of the floral plant borders. I do think that's cool. Oh, look at, they're in a very similar position. That's cool. Oh, the black and white might be a little bit stark though. Oh, but I don't dislike it. And I do really like using an animal deck with goddess decks. I don't know, I like that whole thing of like getting a goddess and an animal. And so I do really like this. And the other thing with this deck is I like how straightforward it is, because you get your message right on the card, where this, I definitely have to go into the book, and I don't have the bigger book yet. If you have the big book that you could have gotten with this deck here, the Bestiary of Women, let me know how you like it. Because I can go and buy it separately, and I've been thinking of doing that. I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of stuck. Okay, because my thoughts right now, I think aesthetically, which I totally didn't expect this. I think aesthetically my favorite is the Magical Creatures Tarot. But do I think I might enjoy reading with these together a little bit more? I'm trying to think of, like, when I'm pulling out a goddess deck, like, what's my goal there? And I think getting an animal would be really cool. Aww. Well, that's contestant number 3, the Wild Whiskers Oracle. And, oh, I don't know, I really, really liked the magical creatures with it. I think aesthetically, in my opinion, that one was the best. And I think it would just sort of depend how I wanted to be using this deck. But I think the second date deck for the Bestiary of Women is going to be the Wild Whiskers. I really think that could give some cool readings. I don't know, I just really like the idea of getting the goddess and the animal, especially since this is sort of being framed as like the Bestiary of Women. So like these wild women. I kind of like that idea. So I think that's what we're going to do. Second date deck for the Bestiary of Women is the Wild Whiskers. Okay, now, let's move on to our last deck. Alright. Our last deck today is the Find Your Magic Tarot, which I actually just, during this last week, Wednesday, put up a walkthrough of this. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. This is coming out next month. I've really been enjoying it from the few readings I've done so far. Really cool deck, but one of those where it's got this bit of a modern feel that I don't usually lean into. So when I do get decks that have that sort of feel, it's a bit of a challenge to find a pairing since it's not usually the kind of vibe I go for. So, first contestant today, we're going to do them one-on-one again. I kind of liked that. Felt easier to see. Another Faina Laura, the Happy Tales Oracle. This is all doggies, which I don't have a dog, but I like dogs. I grew up with having a dog, and my parents still have dogs. And I actually never really met a cat until Stevie. I met one cat. Didn't want to interact with me though. Wasn't a super nice cat. So I kind of count Stevie as my first cat interaction. So I do really like dogs, so I do like this deck. I think it's really fun to get this like companion kind of feel. But I was thinking the background colors of this might really go with this deck. We're gonna make this shorter. She's a tall one. Okay. Yes, okay, I think the colors really do go. And what I've been finding from using this tarot so far is that it's not really like a, how do I phrase that? It hasn't felt like a deck that's gonna hold my hand, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's super harsh, but it's gonna tell you what it needs to tell you. So I do think it would be cool alongside that to have this sort of positive dog message of like, here's kind of the truth of the matter, but here's the bright side almost kind of thing. Oh, I like this. This is really fun. I think the colors are really pairing up nicely. Oh, it's so cute. I love this. And I think it does, like, it plays a bit into that modern feel a bit, even though, you know, dogs aren't necessarily, like, a modern thing. Or they just aren't. I shouldn't say that. They just are not a modern thing. But I don't know, just, like, the vibe of this deck feels... I feel like the way we keep them as pets maybe is a little bit more modern, so... I don't know. That could be so wrong. Something about it, though, feels correct. Feels like it plays into that. Look at the purples. Okay, yeah, that's doing exactly what I was hoping it would. So, that is contestant number 1, the Happy Tales Oracle. Okay. Contestant number 2, the Herbana Witch Oracle. This also actually has kind of a similar-ish color palette, where I think the backgrounds could really end up matching up nicely. Oh, already. I'm like, look at the colors. They match up perfectly. Summer with the Ace of Pentacles. I love that. The potential. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, we are not centered yet again. Oh, I like this a lot. And I like how it's playing into the witchiness that shows up in the tarot. Aw, tea with flowers with the Ten of Swords. It feels like kind of the comfort to the Ten of Swords situation. So cool! Oh, I love this pairing. Look at that! The holly with the Page of Swords. That's just beautiful looking. Okay, one more. The fairies with the King of Cups. Oh, I love that! Okay, cool! Cool. That was a good one, I feel. So that's the Herbana Witch Oracle. Now, last but not least, contestant number 3 is the Apothecary Spirits Oracle. I think this could be really good. I love the edging color so much. Ooh. Woo! Wait. Yes. Again, the colors are really pairing up. Come on. There we go. Lavender with Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Oh, pretty. I really am liking how this oracle feels like it's got a bit more of like an open space to it. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I think this would be really, really fun to read with together. Wow, again, I think all of these are so good. What to choose? I like the idea of this apothecary with, again, the witchiness of this. It feels a little bit more straightforward of kind of, here's the witchy world and here's the sort of tools at your disposal. You know what I'm feeling like? It feels like this will give you the situation and then this will be like, okay, what can you... It's almost like, as if you were going to your own apothecary cabinet and pulling out the herb that's gonna either help or like amplify the energy going on in the tarot, which is a very fun idea. Yeah, oh, I think that'd be like, that's fun, that's fun. Okay, alright. Oh, yet again, a hard choice. Now, I don't really know what my favorite would be aesthetically. I do think they were all good. Maybe the Happy Tales. But I think I gotta stay in line with, it seems like the theme of this time, it's like, okay, I'm finding a lot of really good aesthetic pairings, but I'm gonna go with the choice of what really sounds like it'll be a cool reading. And so the second deck for the Find Your Magic Tarot is gonna be an Apothecary Spirits Oracle. I love that idea of the tarot giving you the situation and the Apothecary Spirits being like, almost like you pull it second as, here's the herb to pull out to kind of correlate with what's going on in the tarot. I love that idea. I can't wait to try that out. Yeah, okay, yes, I'm excited about that. So, anyway, that is all I have for you today. So again, let me know any thoughts you might have in the comments. I love reading those so much. But other than that, I hope you're having a fantastic day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.